Today we're covering the mixing type of application of systems of equations, linear equations. Okay, here's an example. A chemist has two solutions of acetic acid. One is 11% and one is 19%. But the chemist needs 80 liters of a solution that's 17%. So it's neither the first one nor the second one. It's in between. How much must he mix of the first one and the second one to get exactly 17%? Okay, we don't know those amounts, so we need to set up the problem. And we're going to set it up like this. Okay, let us call the amounts X and Y. Okay, the two types of solutions we have are 11% and 19%. The one we need is 17%. So let us call the amount for the 11%, we'll call it X. The amount for the 19%, we're going to call it Y. The total amount that he needs is 80 liters, that's given. So we'll put 80 liters here. Here, what you wrote here doesn't matter. You can write, again, your favorite team. You can write your first name, your favorite name. I will write, if the acetic acid is 11%, this is like the concentration. So you can write concentration, or you can write acetic acid content. You can write anything. So acetic acid content. What this means if you have 100 liters and it's 11% concentrated, that means 11% of 100, which is 11 liters, will be pure acetic acid. So if you have X liters, the amount of acetic acid that's in them, that's 11%, is 0.11 times X. If you have Y liters of 19%, the amount of acetic acid, the concentration, is 0.19 times Y. Okay. The total amount is 80 liters and it's 17% concentrated. Okay. 17% is 0.17 of 80. 0.17 times 80 is 13.6 liters. So let's go over these again. 11% was 0.11. 0.11 times X is the amount of acetic acid. 19% is the same as 0.19. So you multiply 0.19 by Y, and that will give you 0.19 Y. 17% of 80 liters is 0.17 times 80, which gives you this. So now we have two equations. The total amount of solution that we have is X plus Y, and it's equal to 80 liters. So X plus Y equals 80 liters. How much of it is acetic acid? And the answer is the second equation. 0.11X plus 0.19Y equals 13.6. This is a system of two equations and two unknowns, which we can solve by addition or substitution. Let's use the addition. If we multiply the first equation by negative 0.11, this will give us negative 0.11x here plus 0.11x here. They'll cancel. So multiply the entire equation by negative 0.11. So you'll end up with this. Minus 0.11y equals 80 times negative 0.11 is 8.8 with a negative in front of it. Look at these equations and add them. When you add them, the x's will cancel, and then the y's will be 0.19y minus 0.11y, which is 0.08y, equals 13.6 minus 8.8 is 4.8. Divide both sides by 0.08. Okay, these two cancel, and that gives you y equals 60 liters. Okay, when you divide these two, you get 4.8 over 0.8, and that's 60 liters. Okay, 60 liters, we're going to put it back in the first equation. That was y. So the first equation is x plus y equals 80. Okay. Y is 60, so put 60 here. So x plus 60 equals 80. Subtract 60 from both sides, and that'll give you x equals 20. We still have to answer the question. The 11% and the 19% amounts. 11% was x, so that's 20 liters. 19% was y. Y was 60. So you mix 20 liters of 11% acetic acid with 60 liters of the 19% to get 80 liters of the 17% acid. And that's how you do this kind of problem. How many liters of a 40% alcohol solution and how many liters of a 65% solution must be mixed to obtain 200 liters of a 50% solution? So we have a 40% solution and a 65% solution. We need a 50% solution. We don't know those amounts, so let us call the amount of 40% solution x, and the amount of the other solution, we'll call it y, 65%. The amount of the 50% solution is 200 liters, so we'll put 200 here. 40% is the same as 0.40 or 0.4. 65% is the same as 0.65, and 50% is 0.5. Okay, the alcohol content of x liters, that's 0.4, is obtained by multiplying. So you do 0.4 times x. And then this is 65% solution, so multiply 0.65 times y, and that'll give you the alcohol content. I put alcohol content. I could have put anything in here, as long as you know what you're doing. 50% of 200 is 100. So there's 100 liters of alcohol in this 200 liters. The two equations are for the amount x plus y equals 200. Second equation is 0.4x plus 0.65y equals 100. So x plus y equals 200. 0.4x plus 0.65y equals 100. And these equations can be solved by addition or by substitution. We're going to solve this one by substitution. We don't have to, but we will just do a different method this time. Pick the first equation. First equation is x plus y equals 200. Here it is. X plus y equals 200. Okay. Subtract x from both sides, and that'll give you y equals 200 minus x. So we have solved for y. Put that one in a box. Here's the second equation. Second equation is 0.4x plus 0.65y equals 100. Here it is 0.4x plus 0.65, but I'm not going to write y. I'll just put a box here to represent y. Equals 100. Okay. Inside this box, I'll put what y was. Y is 200 minus x. So put 200 minus x here. And we're going to distribute, simplify this. So 0.4x plus 0.65 times 200 is 130 minus 0.65x equals 100. Subtract 130 from both sides. Subtract 130. The 130 will cancel here. And that leaves us with 0.4x minus 0.65x, which is negative 0.25x, equals 100 minus 130, which is 30. Minus 30. Divide both sides by negative 0.25, and minus 30 over negative 0.25 is 120. I rewrote it here. So x equals 120. Okay, put x back into this equation here, the boxed equation. Y equals 200 minus x. Here it is. Y equals 200 minus x. 200 minus x, which was 120. So y is 80. Now we need to answer the question. Mix 40% solution with 65% solution. Now for 40%, the amount is x, which is 120. For 65%, the amount is 80 liters. So 120 liters of this solution plus 80 liters of this solution will give you 100 liters of the desired solution. That's 50%.